saw her bathing on the roof of beauty in the moonlight overthrew ya. She tied you to a kitchen chair, she broke your throne and cut your hair from your head. She drew the hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. But baby, I've been here before. I've seen this room and I've walked these floors. I used to live alone before I knew ya. And I've seen your flag on the marble arch. And love is not a victory march. It's a cold and it's a broken hallelujah, hallelujah, well, maybe as a goodbye, but all I ever learned from love was how to treat somebody who outdrew ya. And it's hard to cry that you hear at night. It's not somebody who's similar. It's a cold heart. It's a broken hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah,
Hey everybody, welcome to Shooting Star for April 2nd, 2020, and it's Thursday, day 4 of distance learning, and we are just about through it, and just so proud of everybody as you've been working really hard in all your classes. So proud of you for working out issues you're having at home on your own. I tell you what, one of the greatest skills in life to have is when you have to problem solve something and there's no one there who can help you directly, and to be able to think through stuff. And yeah, sometimes you fail and fail and fail, but every time you fail, you learn how not to do it, which is one step closer than learning how to do it. So I'm very proud of all of you for doing that. And then I'm also proud of those of you who are advocating for yourselves. You're emailing, you're texting, you're communicating with your teachers, with your parents, making sure you know what you're doing right, because this is not easy. And believe me, I'm going through the same thing, trying to learn how to set up everything for you guys. And there are some things that have been confusing, and I've been trying to work that stuff out. So we're all in this together. You keep hearing that, but it's so true. I said on my Instagram Live, by the way, join me on Instagram Live. If you're on Instagram, we are at CMSW Music, and every weekday at 10 a.m. I'm on there answering questions, talking about stuff, but we were talking about just some of the things you should be thoughtful about right now. You know, first of all, thankful for. Being thankful that you have a place to live, that you have food on the table, that you have your health. There are people around you that have their health, and maybe some of you are struggling with that. Maybe some of you are not healthy, or there are people around you that are struggling, whether it's with the COVID-19 or something else, and it can be a very hard time. And in addition to being thankful, also be noticing those people who are in need of our support right now. So that might be a family member, that might be a good friend, that might be somebody you don't know, somebody who lives in assisted living, maybe somebody who's in the medical field who is stressed with everything going on right now, maybe somebody who's a first responder like a policeman or a firefighter, maybe somebody who works in a grocery store, works for Amazon or a restaurant or any essential business out there where people are out there working every day for us. So be thoughtful, be thankful, and reach out to those people. Write a letter, make a phone call, do something to support those people, regardless of how big or small. It's really important that we do that right now. And another thing I wanted to bring up too is that as we're stuck inside our houses the last 2 weeks, just make sure that you have time for yourself. That's someplace in your house that you can go where you can just say, and just tell the rest of your family, I need some time. And just spend some time doing what you want to do, whether that's playing a video game, watching a TV show, reading a book, doing some art, making some music, whatever it is that you can come up with. It's a great idea to do. And then also another couple things to be grateful for. I always look for silver lining things. It's nice outside for the most part. I mean, if this was January, this would be rough. And it's already rough. It'd be even rougher. And it's nice that we can go outside, go for a run, go for a walk, kick the ball around. Yeah, we can't do it with other people, but we can be outside. And another thing is enjoy your family, enjoy the time that you have. I'm somebody who is going 100 miles an hour all the time, and this has forced me to slow down and realize that, boy, there's some beauty in slowing down. There's some priorities that I haven't had completely straight in my life that I've learned a lot about: the importance of family, the importance of my faith, the importance of my friends, the importance of doing things I love to do, being creative, and just not always going, here, here, here. This go to this activity, go to this sport, do this homework, and have all this stuff on my plate all the time. This is kind of nice. So when we get through this, and we'll get through this, remember some of the things that we are able to take out of this, and maybe things we can apply to our lives. Okay. Well, you had to know that was coming from me in one of these videos, right? Because I do that in band all the time. So I miss you all. I miss you all an absolute ton. Those people who have jobs where they're sitting behind a computer 8 hours a day, I could never do your job. Bless your hearts that you like that job and that's your thing. We need people like you. This is not me. I could not do this for a long period of time. I need to be working with students. I need to be doing music. I need to have people around me. I need to be moving around and not staring at a screen. And of all those things, the number one thing is students. I really, really miss all of you guys. And I truly mean that. Whether I know you like really, really well, you're an eighth grader I've worked with for 3 years, and we know every crazy thing about each other, or if it's a sixth grader that I hardly know you, I just started to get to know you a little bit. I miss all of you. So just keep that in mind. Um, I should have said this at the beginning, but there's a great video. Actually, I'm going to put it right at the beginning so you've already heard it. So I haven't edited this yet, so I'm going to put it right at the beginning. That video you heard at the beginning was the wonderful Natalie Boyer, who is one of the most talented sixth graders we've ever had in our music program. Great oboe player, but you heard her playing ukulele and singing. She's in our garage band this year. She's tremendously talented. So thank you, Natalie. If any of you want to send a video in and have it be part of our Shooting Star video, please let me know. Send it in. We'll probably do another one either this weekend or next Monday. So send them in over the weekend. It can be playing your band instrument, a different instrument, singing. It can be just saying hi to people. It can be something silly like we had a couple days ago. It could be a TikTok dance. Whatever you want to send in, say this is for the video. And this is different than the recordings you're making for your assignments, by the way. So just let me know if it's something that you want to submit. If you've already submitted one, send one again. There's been a lot of talented people who've sent in a couple already. I know Danica and Milena have been on a couple times. Leah's been on a couple times doing 2 different instruments. So feel free to send stuff, and we'd love to see you. And even if you don't want to send something to me to put on the video, a nice little FaceTime or a video of you just saying hi, that's really cool. Just like me talking to you, hopefully is a good thing, and you're not like, oh, great, we got to hear a song again. I think a lot of you like hearing from your teachers, most of them, and I love hearing from students. So I know it might be awkward to make a phone call or a FaceTime or send a video and you're like, this is really weird. This is my teacher. Believe me, we really, really appreciate that because we miss you so much. Okay, I have a bunch of things here on my little cheat sheet I want to talk about. By the way, we've been watching a lot of Jimmy Fallon Tonight Show, and I don't usually watch Jimmy Fallon. I watch his YouTube clips when he does something really fun and somebody says, hey, watch this Fallon clip. But I don't usually sit down at 10:30 and watch it. But it's super cool. He's just doing it from his house, and he's doing conversations via Skype or Zoom or whatever he's using. And so cool. I mean, he's had like Joe Biden on. He's had some of my favorite characters from 30 Rock. He's had John Legend was on there. Tons of great people that were really fun to listen to. But I kind of feel like I'm doing that here today, and he's always got like his script right here. And I can't imagine telling jokes and then having like no one laugh, even though like his jokes are really funny. But anyway, I don't really have any jokes for you today. I just have a cheat sheet stuff I want to talk about. First of all, there are a ton of professional musicians out of work right now, and one way that they're trying to make a living right now is to teach lessons, and they want to teach students from our school. A lot of these people are people, well, I know a lot of people who are in that situation. They're on Broadway, they tour nationally, they're in Europe, they're in LA, they're wherever, all places around the world, and they're like, hey, Songer, if you got students who want to take lessons, set me up. So regardless of what instrument, um, band instrument, rhythm section instrument, orchestra instrument, vocal lessons, let me know. I'll set you up with some great teachers, or I'll give you names of some great teachers, and we can do it. I know like one person was Ian Allison. Some of you might remember Ian Allison, bass player, who's kind of to our school every spring. This spring, I guess he won't be able to come out, but he tours nationally with some great, great artists. And he's like, I'll teach some bass lessons. So if any of you want to take bass from Ian Allison, what a cool deal. We had a couple of brass players come out earlier this year, Adam Rossmiller, John Baumgartner. They are willing to teach lessons. They are two of the best brass players in the Twin Cities. So just let me know, and we'll get you some information on setting that up. Son Ensemble is going to happen remotely, not in person. If you would like to do a solo and have it judged, critiqued by an adjudicator, you need to send me a solo out of your solo book by Saturday, April 18th. That was the day it was supposed to happen. And then we'll send that off to a judge who will then listen to it, and then they'll send back your score and feedback, and you can win a certificate and a medal. And it will also count as your playing test. We're still going to do a playing test. Everybody in 6th through 8th grade band is going to do a playing test in May. And if you do Son Ensemble, that will count as your playing test. So if you'd like to do that, you can. You can email me if you want to do it. There's also a spreadsheet on Google Classroom, a Google Sheet that you can fill out called Son Ensemble Sign Up. And you can jot your name in there. And if you know what song you're going to do, put your song in there too. Assignments. So this week, the week of March 30th, 6th graders, you're writing an 8-measure song on note flight. And then you're going to submit that on Google Classroom where it says composition assignment. It should be a song that's for your instrument that you can play. You don't have to play it, but you should be able to play it if I asked you to. It should be a song about something or someone, something or someone that's inspired you. And to get an A, you also have to submit 2 to 3 sentences that tells me what your song is about. Okay? 7th and 8th grade, your assignment this week is to record 2 band songs and 2 songs out of your solo book. If you've lost any of your music, it's all on Google Classroom for both band songs and your solo book. You may record audio or video, doesn't matter. Well, the video has to have audio on it too, obviously. You can do it however you want to do it, on a phone, on a tablet, on a computer, a Chromebook. We have a really cool program called Smart Music that you can use. It's a web-based program where it shows the music on the screen and you can play along with it. And then submit it that way. So that's super cool. You don't have to do it that way, but it's a super cool program. One downer about Smart Music is it only has 3 of your band songs. For 7th grade, I believe it's Terracotta Warriors, Telltale Heart, and Celtic Air and Dance 2. For 8th grade, it's Earth Dance, Mammoth Overture, and At Twilight. So those are the only band songs you could do. It does have the solos in it, except I think for percussion, the mallet percussion solo book is not in there, I think. I haven't double checked that yet. So, and then you turn that into Google Classroom in the distance learning week 1 area. And then on Friday for band and 6th graders, you're just finishing up your composition. 7th graders, if you haven't finished up your note flight composition we started before spring break, you want to turn that in by Friday. And those compositions, by the way, 6th and 7th graders are summative. Those are summative assignments, okay? 7th and 8th graders, the recordings that you're doing are formative. And then finally, 8th graders, you will be starting on Friday, this isn't due on Friday, a music production song. If you might remember before we had spring break, you started a song in a small group using GarageBand, creating a song. We don't have GarageBand available to you because that's an Apple product only, but we do have a program called Soundtrap that you can also get. It's web-based, it works on Macs and PCs and Chromebooks and everything, and so you can do that on your own using Soundtrap, make a 30-second song, have your band instrument in it, put lyrics in if you want an A, and submit that. You can even work with other people if you want to on Soundtrap. It actually does file share, a lot like WeVideo. Might be a little trickier to do that, but if you want to, go for it. It's super cool. There's a great document on Google Classroom that tells you how to use NoteFlight, Smart Music, and Soundtrap. It's called Technology Setup and Basic Usage Directions. And again, it's on Google Classroom. You can look at that. It gives you directions. You can also just email me, and I can email you those directions. On the Google Slides, the Learning Distance Google Slides, that's on Google Classroom also. There are videos embedded in those that Ms. Zidell and I put together showing you how to use Smart Music and NoteFlight and Soundtrap. So just feel free to use those. Lots of resources for you. So yeah, so that's your assignment for this week. So make sure you get that turned in. Looking at my cheat sheet again. Okay, events. All April events have been canceled or postponed, so there is no Evening with the Stars. I already told you what's going on with Solo Ensemble. There is no state honor band, sadly. Congratulations to those 6 kids. We feel very sad that you won't be able to do that. It is still going to be in the newspaper, though. It might be in there today. I haven't checked yet, but it will be in there. There is no 7th grade band trip to Edina on April 24th. There is no second-year honor band on the 25th of April. There's probably nobody who knows what that means unless you were in it when you were in 6th grade and you're a 7th or 8th grader now. I nominated some of you to be in the second-year honor band, and they're not going to be able to do that. So you probably don't even know who you are. So the rhythm section trip to UW Eau Claire's Jazz Festival has been canceled. The whole Jazz Festival was canceled. Also, the mariachi band performance on May 4th was canceled, actually postponed. All right. The pop ensemble trip to the Modern Band Festival on May 18th is canceled. That whole festival was canceled. And just got this news, sadly, this morning. The Beyond the Notes Band Festival in Wisconsin Dells has been canceled. So 8th grade band, we will not be going to the Dells. Parents who have paid for that will be getting a full refund. We will start working on that. We've already started working on that. In fact, just as I said that, an email came across my screen. What are the odds of that, right? Let's just see what it says here. It says, Erica, we'll be working on these tomorrow at school from 8 till noon. I did get the request from you, and yeah, so we should be good there. So I don't know how long that's going to take to get those checks to you, but I'm hoping within the next couple weeks you'll see that refund. There are a few of you that I actually never cashed your check to. I'm going to make sure you know who you are and then let you know that either I can just rip this up or I can get it back to you somehow. Okay, things that are still on tentatively are the spring band concert on May 12th. I don't have the best feeling about that happening, but for the moment it's still on, so keep your fingers crossed. And that's for all 3 grades. Also still tentatively on is the rhythm section performance at Taste of Chaska. I should look that up. I'm wondering if the Taste of Chaska has already announced that they are not doing their festival. I just found out yesterday, sorry, this is like off my script right now. I just found out yesterday that Chaska River City Days has been postponed. So there's going to be some changes, I think, to our summer classes too. If you've looked in the community ed brochure, those classes are already listed, and we're going to probably be making some changes to those too. So heads up on that. I'll keep you informed. But no news on Taste of Chaska from what I can see in just an initial glance at their website. So that's still on for December. May 13th, it might be in December. They're going to have ices and Kona ice. No, May 13th, rhythm section. And then also still tentatively on is the honor band concert on June 2nd and the rhythm section performance at the 8th grade party on May 28th. We did cancel, I didn't mention this, we did cancel the honor band tour on May 29th. That will not happen. After school classes, mariachi band, honor band, pop ensemble are all going to go to abbreviated schedules. I've emailed the parents of the mariachi band and pop ensemble kids. The honor band email will probably go out tomorrow, and you'll see the abbreviated schedule for those classes. They'll basically be meeting starting May 7th, 8th, and 11th, depending on what day of the week your class is. and run through basically the last Thursday, Friday, or Monday of the school year. And so you can get that information in the email. Jazz band, we only had 2 weeks left, this week and next week. We did have a performance, even with the stars. Those have been canceled. If we get back to school in May, we're going to try to do a YouTube live concert during a wind time to make up for that. But otherwise, we were fortunate to get most of our jazz band season in, so that was cool. And then rhythm section and wind ensembles, I'm starting to email you one group at a time. So if I haven't gotten to you yet, don't worry. I'm trying to not overload myself right now. And so you'll be getting an email soon about trying to do a multi-screen music video where each one of you records your part for your wind ensemble or rhythm section separately. And then the screen will be divided like into 4 parts or 6 parts or however many people are in your group. Rhythm section, 13 parts. That'll be super cool. And you guys will all submit your recording, and then we'll somehow mash them together. And we're going to use Soundtrap for that. So some groups have already started the ball rolling on that. We haven't made a lot of progress on that yet, but I get it. It's the first week of distance learning, and we're just trying to figure things out. So, all right, cheat sheet. What haven't I covered yet? I think I got through almost everything. I guess the only other thing I haven't talked about that I wanted to go through today are the high school auditions for 8th graders who want to audition for Symphonic Winds at Chan High School and for the Wind Symphony at Chaska High School. And I just got word today from Mr. Beckler and Mr. Swanson that that information is very close to coming out. In fact, just got Mr. Swanson's information on the Chanhassen High School Symphonic Wind audition. So if you are interested in that, 8th graders going to Chan, let me know, and I will get that to you ASAP. I'm going to try to put that on actually Google Classroom so anyone can just access that, and you don't even have to let me know. But that might take me 24 hours to get to that point. Chaska High School should have their information by next week. And if you're interested in the drum line for Chaska High School does drumline auditions too. That information should be coming soon. We're not quite as sure if that's going to be next week or not. And I should mention one other thing about Chan too. Not only is the Chan High School auditions for the top band, it's also for Jazz 1. So if you're interested in the top jazz band, in addition to or instead of the top band, usually people are interested in both, if they want one or the other, then you should also audition. So again, let me know if you want that information. And yeah, I guess that's all I have to say about that. Okay, we're going to finish with one thing here. This is super cool. This is Thursday, which is usually rhythm section and 7th and 8th grade jazz band day. I know 6th graders usually on Tuesday. So every Thursday I'm going to try to have a video, whether it's part of the Shooting Star video or not, where I'm going to do some jazz band stuff. So that's going to be the rest of this video. There's no more information going on right now, but those of you in jazz band, if you want to stick around, take out your instrument. We're going to do some improv stuff. And this includes the couple of you that like to come to those improvisation bonus lessons too. So go ahead and take out your instrument. If you are a drummer, I think maybe the best, just take out a snare pad, or you could do bells too if you want to. You could just use your drum set. We're going to do today some call and response. And I know we've done call and response a lot, but I think this is just a great activity to do to give you some more experience doing some improvisation. And before we do call and response, I'm going to just give you a warning here that I'm going to be playing music that's not connected right into my computer, so the quality of this isn't going to be the greatest, but that's okay. I think you'll be able to get the gist of it. You might want to turn it up a little bit once I start playing so that you can hear it over the top of what you're doing, especially if you play a really loud instrument. So anyway, we're going to do some call and response, and here's what we're going to do. Hopefully I'm stalling a little bit for you to get your instrument on. I suppose you could always hit pause too, right? Sometimes I forget if I'm doing these live or if I'm doing a recording. But yeah, get your instrument out, and I'm going to give you a couple notes. We're going to do some call and response on just a couple notes. If you play flute or trombone or baritone or bassoon, oboe, piano, or bass guitar or guitar, the 2 notes I want you to play are B flat and D flat. B flat and D flat. And I don't care if they're in your upper register or your lower register. Your choice on that. If you don't know what position or fingering those notes are, take your lesson book out and look up your fingering chart / slide position chart and figure that out real quick. Now, if you play trumpet or tenor saxophone or clarinet or bass clarinet, or I think that's it. If you play any of those instruments, your two notes are going to be C and E flat. C and E flat. Again, I don't care if it's upper register, lower notes, your choice. If you play the alto or the bari sax, your two notes are G and B flat. G and B flat. And if you play the French horn, your two notes are F and A flat. F and A flat are your two notes. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to turn on a background track. I am going to play one or both of those notes in certain combinations of rhythms. I'm going to play one measure or 4 beats of a rhythm, and then I want you to echo it back, okay? And if you're playing on a drum set or a snare drum, just don't worry about the actual note, just get the rhythm. All right, so here we go.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Second note. Cool. So that's call and response. Really cool. We're going to do one more activity here. We're going to do something very similar called question and answer. And here's how this works. Same kind of concept. I play something, you play something. But this time, you don't have to play exactly what I play. But you should try to stay with the same 2 notes I gave you, at least to start with. And then, as you start getting a little bored with those 2 notes, or maybe you get a little more adventurous, you can start seeing if you can find another note or 2 that works. Okay. Now, question and answer works if I give you a little more time than 1 measure. So here's what we're going to do this time. I'm going to solo for 2 measures, and then I'm going to let you respond for 2 measures. And again, you play those 2 notes and maybe venture a little bit out of those 2 notes. And I'll do the same thing. Okay. So here we go. Let's give it a shot. Same deal here. All right. I go first.
1,
2 measures.
2, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Cool. Because this is a recorded video, if you can't get enough of that, just go back to about the 22-minute mark or something when I started this and do it some more. Yeah, why not? Fun way to practice. All right, cool. Hey, thank you so much for joining us for this. Again, next Thursday, I'll do some more jazz stuff with you, and you can get your fill, even though we don't have jazz band and rhythm section or improv bonus lessons anymore during school. All right, thank you so much for joining. Have a great day, everybody.